Breaking news tonight has fans reeling as rumors swirl that Mama Scott is quietly orchestrating a complete overhaul of the Love and Hip Hop roster. Yes, you heard that right. The original cast is being shown the door without warning. Whispers of secret boardroom meetings and panic-stricken late-night calls have emerged, suggesting that OG favorites from New York to Atlanta have already received termination notices. Emotions ran high backstage as friendships dissolved in an instant, and alliances once thought unbreakable now lie in ruins. Fans are shocked to learn that cast members who helped build this reality empire could be erased with the flick of a pen, leaving supporters scrambling to make sense of the betrayal insiders claimed. That tearful confrontations and explosive shouting matches have erupted behind closed doors with longtime stars, accusing Mona of playing favorites and betraying the family she once championed. The drama has escalated beyond mere casting changes. Fans are demanding answers, and social media is ablaze with speculation as the franchise's future hangs in the balance. One question dominates every trending. Hashtag, will any of your beloved original cast survive Mona's ruthless purge? The tension backstage was palpable as cameras continued to roll on the Love and Hip Hop set. But behind the scenes, a storm was brewing that threatened to upend everything the franchise had built. Mona Scott, the mastermind behind the reality empire, had quietly summoned her most trusted producers to an emergency late-night meeting. Whispers reached cast members as they huddled in dressing rooms, phones buzzing with leaked text messages. "Get out of the studio tomorrow and your contract has been terminated." Emotions ran high as seasoned stars who had poured their hearts into the show grappled with the betrayal. One veteran rapper known for her fierce loyalty collapsed in tears, her hands shaking as she read the abrupt notice. Friends tried to console her, but the shock was too deep. Fans who tuned in for authenticity now faced the possibility that their favorite on-screen family might vanish overnight. As the original New York crew gathered in a corner of the soundstage, accusations flew. She promised, "We always be the face of this show," cried one cast member voice, cracking with anger. "Where's the loyalty, Mona?" Call after call went unanswered. Leaving once tight alliances in tatters, the family was left divided, with some saying Mona had every right to refresh the lineup, while others accused her of risking the show's soul for clickbait. Headlines, sources close to production, claimed that Mona's sudden decision was driven by plummeting ratings and the desire to inject fresh drama into stale storylines. Yet insiders insisted that no one saw this purge coming, not even the producers themselves outside the studio. Social media ignited. Fans are shocked to learn that a woman who built her empire on raw emotion and unfiltered confessionals could so ruthlessly cast aside the very people who made her show a cultural phenomenon. Trending hashtags like La Momaspurge and Ah Ogfire began to dominate Twitter, with viewers demanding answers. One fan tweeted, "I feel like I've been dropped by a friend without warning," capturing the collective heartbreak of viewers who have followed these personalities for years. Pages dedicated to each cast member exploded with messages of support and disbelief. As the franchise's future hung in the balance, rumors were swirled about secret recasting calls, auditions held in hush conference rooms, and contracts being drafted. For an entirely new ensemble in the midst of the chaos, a shocking voice message leaked. Mona herself pleading for discretion and warning producers that if this gets out, it will ruin everything. The audio clip, only 30 seconds long, was enough to send shockwaves through the community. "We need to control the narrative," Mona cautioned in the message, her tone urgent. "These numbers are dead and we need a miracle cast." Members felt a mixture of vindication and fury. Vindication that their fears were real, and fury that the woman they had trusted was more concerned with ratings than relationships. Some stars speculated that Mona intended to replace the original cast with younger, social media-savvy influencers who could bring new eyes to the series. Others whispered about a potential major network deal that required a fresh look to appeal to global audiences amidst the turmoil. One couple who had become fan favorites for their open-book relationship drama received a cryptic text. "We appreciate your work, but it's time for new blood." Their reaction video filmed mere minutes after reading the message showed them. Stare. How could they just throw that away? Fans flooded YouTube with reaction compilations, editing together their most emotional moments from past seasons, hoping to remind Mona and network executives why the original cast mattered behind the scenes. Friction between producers and the network intensified whispers of heated meetings with higher-ups from VIL1, and Meta circulated with allegations that Mono was under pressure to deliver trending topics at the expense of authentic stories. Producers who had worked on the show for years found themselves caught in the crossfire, torn between loyalty to Mona and loyalty to the cast. One longtime crew member revealed, "We've been told to push this new angle or face layoffs ourselves as cameras continue to capture stage confrontations for the next episode." Real-life drama unfolded just beyond the lens arguments about confidentiality agreements, non-disclosure clauses slapped onto contracts, and calls for legal counsel to challenge the terminations as the network prepared to announce a fresh start for the franchise. A bombshell leaked at least 3 cast members were negotiating severance packages worth millions, refusing to leave quietly. Fans, always hungry for drama, latched onto the legal showdown, speculating about which stars would win big payouts and who would end up ruined. The drama extended to family members of the cast, with siblings and parents taking to social media to express outrage. One mother pleaded tearfully in an Instagram live, "They can't just erase my daughter's hard work," while a brother threatened to file a lawsuit for breach of contract. The family was left divided not only on screen, but off, as personal relationships fractured under the weight of the scandal. Toward the end of filming, tensions reached a boiling point. Mona Scott, often a picture of composed authority, was spotted storming through the hallways, slamming doors and demanding answers. Producers described scenes of her shouting, "We need blood, we need ratings." As crews scrambled to set up new shooting schedules and secure last-minute replacements, cast members who had survived the initial purge watched in horror, realizing their own days might be numbered. The fear of being next hung like a dark cloud over the set, fueling rumors of secret alliances and backdoor deals. And just when it seemed Mama's purge couldn't get more dramatic, an anonymous insider hinted at a revenge plot. Some of the fired originals were planning a competing web series, promising to expose the real Mona Scott and reveal untold stories behind the show's glossy facade. Fans are shocked to learn that the OGs might return not on Van, but on a rival platform, turning the reality TV landscape on its head. Emotions ran high as supporters rallied behind the potential uprising using hashtags like #OurRevenge and #OurHipRebellion. The family was left divided more than ever between loyalty to the original cast, awe at Mona's ruthless strategy, and curiosity about the next twist in this escalating saga. Just as one veteran star was gearing up to speak out in a bombshell interview, a threatening cease and desist arrived, warning against unauthorized disclosures. The lines between reality and scripted drama blur beyond recognition. Has Mona Scott gone too far? Or is this the only way to save a franchise teetering on the edge with secrets, betrayals, and lawsuits looming? The stage is set for the next explosive chapter in love and hip-hop history, and no one, not even Mona herself, can predict who will emerge victorious. The aftermath of Mona's purge sent shockwaves through every corner of the reality TV world. Whispers of retaliation and whispered alliances bubbled beneath the surface as Firecast members plotted their next move. One insider revealed that a hush meeting took place in a downtown loft where several of the original New York crews strategized about launching a rival web series. "We're taking back our narrative," one veteran star hissed into her phone, pacing under flickering neon lights. Meanwhile, fans claimed her for updates, scouring every social media channel for scraps of information. The family was left divided not just on screen, but across multiple platforms, each post fueling further speculation. Back on the Love and Hip Hop lot, production team scrambled to fill the enormous void left by the ousted originals. Producers scroll through headshot of dozens of hopeful newcomers, aspiring influencers, underground rappers, and social media personalities. With millions of followers, a tense audition day played out like a secretive casting couch, with hopefuls blindfolded and wheeled into rooms to test their improv skills. Precision amid this casting frenzy, rumors emerged about a shadowy figure known only as the consultant hired by Mona to reshape the show's image. Some claimed the consultant was a former Hollywood exec with ties to streaming giants. Others whispered it was an anonymous influencer. Strategist who had boosted various brands overnight, whatever. The truth, the consultant's fingerprints were everywhere leaked: email, show directives to inject fresh conflict, emphasize younger demographics, and eliminate legacy liabilities. These documents leaked ironically by a fire production assistant, ignited a new wave of outrage. Fans accused Mona of selling out the soul of the franchise. For cold, hard metrics, the network executives who had initially backed MMA's purge began to feel the heat as ratings dipped further in key demographics. Confidential memos surfaced indicating panic at the highest levels. We're seeing a drop in female viewers aged 18 to 34. One memo warned we need the AUGs back or this ship sinks. These memos, posted anonymously on an industry gossip forum, added fuel to the fire. Now Mona wasn't just dealing with angry cast and furious fans. She faced internal rebellion from the very people who held the network's purse strings in the midst of this commotion. A former cast member named Kiki chose to break her silence in a shaky Instagram live. She detailed the moment she received her termination letter. "I've got a text at 3 a.m. saying, 'Pack your bags, you're done.'" Kiki sobbed, wiping mascara trails from her cheeks. She described the heartbreak of having built a community around her story of survival and success, only to watch it crumble in an instant. Fans flooded the live stream with emotional messages: "We miss you, bring her back," and justice for Kiki within hours. Kiki's live session hit over 2 million views. Meanwhile, another fallout erupted when leaked voicemails revealed a heated phone call between Mona and a high-profile network director. In the recording, Mona could be heard promising, we'll spin this, just trust me." The director's voice, calm but firm, responded, "Trust is gone. Mona, bring results or bring back the originals." The recording, shared by an anonymous insider, went viral, prompting heated debates across talk shows and podcasts. The family was left divided between those who defended Mama's vision and those who criticized her ruthless tactics. As the dust settled, a juicy twist emerged: a clan photo of a secret meeting between two of the biggest fire stars and a competing streaming platform CEO. The image showed them huddled around a sleek mahogany table, contracts and coffee cups scattered in disarray. Speculation ran wild that a multi-million-dollar deal was in the works to create a spin-off that would expose Mama's Empire. Fan forums exploded with theories: would the originals outshine the revamped Love and Hip Hop? Could this rival series capture the raw authenticity fans felt was lost? Emotions ran high as viewers weighed loyalties and plotted their viewing habits on the newly retooled set replacement. Cast members grappled with impossible expectations. Producers pushed them to deliver instant fireworks, scripting conflicts and orchestrating confrontations that felt contrived even to them. In one awkward scene, two fresh faces fiend a dramatic breakup over a fake infidelity rumor, prompting waves of criticism on social media for overacting the network's attempt to manufacture nostalgia. Bombs backfired, reinforcing the sentiment that Mama's purge had drained the show of its genuine drama. Amid the scripted chaos, an unlikely ally emerged: one of the fired originals, Jasmine, who had maintained close friendships with several newbies. In an exclusive interview with an entertainment blog, Jasmine revealed that she'd been quietly advising the newcomers on how to survive the unscripted fallout. "I told them, keep your guard up but stay real." She confided, "The audience can tell when you're faking emotion." This revelation painted Jasmine as a cheeky mentor, and fans began to root for her behind-the-scenes influence. As legal tensions mounted, subpoenas crossed desks and lawyers prepared to file motions for breach of contract. Fired stars retained high-powered attorneys demanding severance agreements and alleging wrongful termination. Court documents cited clauses about good faith negotiations and minimum exposure. Oblique fans lip-sync former cast catchphrases over montages of their favorite scenes. Celebrities outside the franchise chimed in. Musicians reality. Stars and late-night hosts poked fun at Mona's purge, dubbing it the Reality Queen's reality check. Late-night talk show segments devoted opening monologues to the scandal sending Mama's purge into the broader pop culture zeitgeist at the 11th. Our Mona attempted damage control with the public statement posted on the show's official Instagram in a tightly edited video. She thanked the fired cast for their invaluable contributions and hinted at exciting new directions. However, the polished clip felt dissonant against the raw emotion of leaked recordings and live rants. Critics panned it as tone-deaf with comments like, "Do better." And we won't forget the family was left divided between those who believed Mona's apology was sincere and those who saw it as a calculated PR stunt. As part 2 of this saga closes, the franchise stands at a crossroads. Will Mona's gamble pay off and breathe new life into love and hip-hop? Or will the fired originals uprising steal the spotlight with lethal battles brewing, secret alliances forming, and fan loyalty hanging by a thread? The next chapter promises even more drama than the last. The stage is set for an epic showdown where secrets, betrayals, and raw emotions collide, and where the true power of reality teeth is laid bare in all its unpredictable glory. The tension that once simmered now boiled over into full-blown chaos as part 3 of this reality. To roller coaster unfolded while legal teams hashed out contracts and threats of lawsuits echoed through conference rooms. Another drama emerged on social media. The mystery of the anonymous insider fans had noticed a series of cryptic posts on Twitter, each hinting at new bombshells, yet to drop the insider known only as Hypocost claimed to have first-hand knowledge of Mona Scott's private meetings and personal vendettas. Late-night whisperers speculated that Hypocost was a disgruntled producer, or perhaps one of the Firecast members seeking revenge. Either way, each tweet rattled, the franchise further making viewers even more desperate for the next reveal behind the scenes. Mona's new cast scrambled to prove their worth under intense scrutiny. Producers orchestrated elaborate scripting sessions, insisting on authenticity, even as they coached dramatic pauses and tearful confessions. One newcomer, an up-and-coming rapper named Jay, struggled with the pressure. In an overheard conversation, he muttered, "I didn't sign up for this much stress. I'm here to rap, not cry on camera." Yet the cameras were relentless, capturing every moment of vulnerable segments, speculating whether Mom's tone betrayed genuine remorse or a cunning ploy to save face. The family was left more fractured than ever, with alliances shifting in real time backstage. Their remaining veteran cast members who had escaped Mama's initial purge found themselves in a precarious position. They have been reinstated at the 11th hour, reportedly after intense negotiations behind closed doors. These veterans, once Moma's favorites, now feared they were merely placeholders until a complete reboot could happen. Their on-screen reactions were raw. Peers forced smiles and stilted dialogue as they tried to reconcile loyalty to Mona with solidarity for their ousted friends. In one scene, a veteran confronted Mona directly. "You told us we were family." But family doesn't abandon its own. Mona's calm response, "Family evolves," felt like a tagline and sparked heated debates among fans about what true loyalty meant in the reality TV world. As ratings hovered dangerously close to the bottom threshold, the network green-lit a Twite Live town hall special. Hoping to quell the unrest, fans were invited to call in tweet questions and vote on potential cast. Returns. The special was hosted by a former news anchor turned reality tea commentator whose measured tone clashed with the frenetic energy of the show within minutes. The call lines jammed and tweets flooded in with demands like, "Bring back Kiki," and "Fire Jay already." When Mona appeared on stage, flanked by talent agents and network lawyers, the tension was electric. She filmed questions about her motives, her loyalty, and the future of the franchise. Each answer felt scripted, as if Mona had practiced responses. In a mirror for days, viewers sensed the performance and reacted with skepticism. One unexpected turn occurred when a fired original calling anonymously from a block number confronted Mona live on air. The voice distorted but recognizable accused, Mona, of playing God with people's careers. Mona, visibly startled, tried to steer the conversation back to ratings and vision. But the damage was done. Social media lit up, praising the anonymous stars. Courage and criticizing Mona's composure hashtags, like Anonymous Justice, trended globally, overshadowing the special's modest attempt at damage control. Even network insiders admitted that the town hall had backfired, giving the fired originals more publicity than the new cast ever could amid this maelstrom. Another layer of intrigue emerged. Rumors of a secret investor meeting held on a luxury yacht industry. Insiders claimed that Mona met with venture capitalists who wanted to turn love and hip-hop into a multimedia empire think spin-off. Podcasts branded merchandise and live tours in exchange for hefty investment. These backers allegedly demanded a fresh, marketable cast, untainted by past controversies. Mona's purge, then, was not just about retold storylines. It was a strategic pivot. To secure millions in funding, leaked party photos showed Mona raising a glass with suited investors, while behind her, a projector displayed images of proposed new talent. The image of Mona smiling against that backdrop fueled accusations of her putting profit over people. But the fired originals weren't about to let Mona reap all the rewards. One veteran star, famed for her sharp wit and fearless attitude, launched a surprise YouTube live stream from her home. Wearing street clothes and surrounded by familiar memorabilia, she vowed to share the real behind-the-scenes drama in a free-for-all queue, and viewers tuned in by the hundreds of thousands, hanging on her every word as she described clandestine meetings, contractual loopholes, and Mona's alleged pattern of undermining talent. The network threatened legal action for violating non-disclosure agreements. But the live stream continued for hours, ending only when moderators deemed it too explosive for further disruption. As this third act comes to a close, the battleground has shifted. Mona Scott remains at the eye of the storm, navigating a labyrinth of lawsuits, media firestorms, and fractured loyalties. Her new cast struggles to find footing under the weight of expectations, while fired originals harness the power of grassroots support to challenge her. Every move, the network teeters between panic and ambition, torn over whether to double down on the purge or retreat. And somewhere in the shadows, Hype the host continues to tease further revelations, promising that the worst is yet to come. Stay tuned for Part 4, where alliances will shatter, secrets will surface, and the true cost of reality television's ruthless pursuit of ratings will be laid bare. As Part 4 unfolds, the stakes skyrocket, with Mona Scott fighting on multiple fronts: legal battles, public relations disasters, and a brewing civil war among her own cast members. The network's lawyers have filed motions behind her silhouette as she strode onto the stage. The audience erupted into divided cheers and jeers. The fired originals, seated in a row under bright lights, looked poised, some smiling, others scanning the crowd. The city skyline glimmered through the studio windows, adding cinematic gravitas. Mona began with a poise apology, her voice steady. "I know I let many of you down." The cameras captured raw emotion on her face. Was it genuine? Fans debated in real time. As Mona's apology concluded, the 5 stars were invited to the front. One by one, they rose, delivering short, poignant remarks. Kiki spoke of betrayal. "I gave you my story, Mona, not just for ratings, but for healing." Jasmine called for accountability. "We deserve respect beyond the screen." The audience responded with applause and tears, some booing from unseen corners. Mona nodded, absorbing each statement. Then came the bombshell moment. Mona revealed that she had negotiated reduced gag orders for some originals, allowing them to speak freely in upcoming spin-off projects. This concession shocked fans and critics alike, marking a rare victory for the ousted cast. But just when reconciliation seemed possible, HighPost tweeted a leaked email thread in which Mona privately disparaged her fired stars, calling them lazy storytellers and mocking their recent initiatives. The email thread, timestamped mere hours before the special cast out on Mama's sincerity, the studio audience gasped as the host displayed excerpts on a giant screen. Mama's composed facade cracked for a moment. Her eyes darted toward the host, and she swallowed hard, then summoning. Her resolve, she apologized again, this time without cameras rolling, in a brief off-script moment that viewers caught on secondary live streams. The duality of performance and unguarded emotion captivated viewers and critics, highlighting the blurred lines between reality and spectacle. Following the live event, reactions poured in, ratings spiked for the first time in weeks, suggesting that the drama had reignited fan interest. Fans praised Mona's second chance offering while maintaining fierce loyalty to the Fire Stars. Podcast dedicated hours to dissecting every moment, from Mona's wardrobe choices to the timing of Hyperost leak. Industry analysts speculated whether this spectacle would become a template for future reality TV crisis. Orchestrate scandal, leverage social media leak, stage a live reconciliation special, and watch viewers return in droves behind the scenes. The real fallout began. Fired Stars embarked on a whirlwind of media appearances, their shows and podcasts gaining traction. Some network executives quietly negotiated new contracts with these stars for cameo appearances. Other reality franchises hedging their bets. Mona, exhausted but triumphant, retreated to her production office to begin planning the next season, one with tightened security, layered non-disclosure measures, and a revised brand identity. As she reviewed the reunion's metrics, she allowed herself a rare smile. Despite the chaos, she had engineered a ratings comeback. Yet the Empire remained vulnerable. Lawyers still haggled over severance payments. Fan loyalty remained fickle, and Hypo's promise of further leaks lurked in the background. The Fired Originals, emboldened by their victory, plotted future collaborations, aware that their power extended far beyond the confines of any single show. In the end, Mona Scott's ruthless purge had sparked a revolution where talent reclaimed its agency. Viewers demanded authenticity, and reality devolved into an arena of public accountability. As the credits rolled on this chapter, one truth stood clear in the world of love and hip-hop. The drama never truly ends. It only transforms, ready to engulf the next bold soul who dares to seek fame under its relentless spotlight in the wake of Mama's unprecedented shakeup. One thing is clear: the world of love and hip-hop will never be the same as you've seen. Loyalties have been tested, friendships torn apart, and power dynamics rewritten in real time. The Fired Originals have risen from the ashes, leveraging social media, podcasts, and even charity singles to reclaim their narrative, while Mona Scott has orchestrated a high-stakes reunion special that tore at the heartstrings and ratings alike. Secrets spilled, lawsuits loomed, and an anonymous insider known as Hype the Coast kept both cast and viewers on edge with every cryptic leak. Now the franchise stands at a crossroads. Will the fresh faces Mona introduced breathe new life into the series, or will the rallying cry of the originals continue to redefine reality to rules? The true drama lies ahead, from the fate of pending legal battles to the next wave of spin-offs and surprise alliances. Will the Fired Stars collaborate on that promised web series, or will rivalries fracture their unity? Rivalries fracture their unity. Can Mona secure her vision without sacrificing authenticity? Or will more skeletons emerge from hidden email threads? These unanswered questions set the stage for the next explosive chapter in love and hip-hop history. If you've been on the edge of your seat through every twist, turn, and betrayal, make your voice heard. Smash that like button if you're rooting for the originals to make their triumphant return, or tap subscribe if you believe in Mama's bold new direction. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on this story that refuses to die down, and most importantly, drop a comment below to share your take. Who do you think holds the real power in this battle? Mona Scott with her calculated comeback plan, or the members rising as grassroots champions of authenticity? Your comments could start the next viral topic. So join us and be part of the drama that reality.